is Wally from the Global Language Center. Today we'll talk about phrasal verbs. What is a phrasal verb? Phrasal verb is simply a verb plus preposition. So for example, go over, get out, wake up, take off, puts on. These expressions are very frequent in spoken English, and part of their characteristics is that they are short, they are very indicative, and they are most frequent. We will talk about 100 of these phrasal verbs, and we'll try to provide you examples for each one of them and how to use them in a daily, frequently used statements. The first expression we have for today is to ask someone out. When you ask someone out, is to invite on a date. As an example, Brian asked Judy out to dinner and a movie. Ask around is when you ask some people the same question. I asked around, but nobody has seen my wallet. Add up to something is when something is equal. So, for example, the purchases add up to $200. Back something up is to reverse. And there is another expression for back something up. If you back someone up, that means you provide or show support. As an example, my wife backed me up over my decision to quit my job. Blow up is to explode. The racing car blew up after it crashed into the fence. Break down is to stop functioning. And that is, for example, a vehicle or machine. Our car broke down at the side of the highway. Break in is to force entry to a building. For example, somebody broke in last night and stole our stereo. To break in also means to interrupt. The TV station broke in to report the news of the president's death. Break up is to end a relationship. My boyfriend and I broke up before I moved to America. Break out is to escape. The prisoners broke out of jail when the guards weren't looking. Bring something up is to vomit. He drank so much that he brought his dinner up in the toilet. The next expression for today is to call someone or to call on someone, to visit someone. We called on you last night, but you weren't home. When you call someone up, is to phone or to give them a phone call. Calm down is to relax after being angry. You're still mad. You need to calm down before you drive the car. Catch up is to get at the same point as someone else. Check-in is when you arrive or register in a hotel, an airport, or a city. Cheer up is to become happier. For example, she cheered up when she heard the good news. Chip in is to help. If someone chips in, we can get the kitchen painted by noon. Clean something up is to tidy and clean something. So please clean up your bedroom before you go out. Come apart is to separate. The top and bottom come apart if you pull hard enough. The next expression is to count on, and that means to depend on or to rely on. I am counting on you to make dinner while I'm out. Cut in is to interrupt. Your father cut in while I was dancing with your uncle. To cut something off is to remove something with something sharp. The doctors cut off his leg because it was severely injured. To cut someone off is to take out of a will. My grandparents cut my father off when he remarried. Do something over is to do it again, and that's specifically North American and not a British. My teacher wants me to do my essay over because she doesn't like the topic. Do something up is to fasten and close. So if you do your coat up before you go. Outside it's snowing. Dress up is to wear something nice if you want to go to a party. To drop back is to move back in a position. Andrea dropped back to third place when she fell off the bike. Drop out is to quit a school, a college, a university. I dropped out of science because it was too difficult. To end up is to eventually reach to a decision. Fall down is to fall to the ground. Fill something in is to write information in blanks. Please fill in the form with your name, address, and a phone number. Find out is to discover. You don't know where he lives. How can we find out? Get around is to have a mobility. My grandfather can get around fine in his new wheelchair. Get away is to go on a vacation. Get back is to return. For example, we got back from our vacation last week. Get over something is to overcome a problem. The company will have to close if it can't get over the new regulations. Get up is to get out of bed, just like waking up. Get something away is to ruin a secret. Or to give something away is to ruin a secret. So my little sister gave the surprise party away by accident. Give up is to stop trying. My math homework was too difficult, so I gave up. Go ahead is to start or proceed. For example, please go ahead and eat before the food gets cold. Go out is to leave home to go on a social event. Go over is to visit someone nearby. Grow up is to become an adult. Hang in is to stay positive. We usually hang in there. I am sure you'll find a job very soon. Hang out is to spend some time relaxing casually with your friends. Hang up is to end a phone call. He didn't say goodbye before he hung up. Hold on is to wait a short time. Keep something up is to continue at the same rate. Like if you keep those results up, you will get into a great college. Let someone in is to allow someone to enter your house. Look for is to try to find. As an example, I'm looking for a red dress for my sister's wedding. Look out is to be careful, vigilant. So for example, look out, that car's going to hit you. Look something over is to check and examine. Could you look over my essay for spelling mistakes? To make up is to forgive each other. We were angry last night, but we made up the breakfast. Pass away is to die. His uncle passed away last night after a long illness. Pass out, on the other hand, is to faint. It was so hot in the church that an elderly woman passed out. Pay for something is to be punished for doing something bad. The bully will pay for being mean to my little brother. Pick something out is to choose. I picked out the 3 sweaters for you to try on. To put something off is to postpone or cancel to some period of time. We are putting off your trip until January because of the hurricane. Put someone down is to insult someone or make them feel stupid. Students put the substitute teacher down because his pants were too short and the zipper was open. Run away is to leave unexpectedly, like the example, the child ran away from home and has been missing for 3 days. To shop around is to compare prices of different stores to get to the best discounts for your purchases. To stick to something is to continue doing something consistently, and to take after is to resemble a family member. As an example, I take after my mother. We are both impatient. Take off is to start to fly. As an example, my plane takes off in 5 minutes. Take someone out is to pay for someone to get somewhere with you. My parents took us out for dinner and a movie. To think someone over is when you reconsider something to the point of making a decision, like I'll have to think this job over before I make my final decision. Turn something down is to refuse. I turned the job down because I don't want to move. Turn up is to appear suddenly. Wake up is to stop sleeping. Wear off is to fade away. most of my makeup wore off before I got to the party in Baghdad. Workout to be successful, so our plan worked out fine. And also workout means to exercise in a gym. So I work out in a gym in Baghdad 3 times a week. Work something out is to make a calculation. We have to work out the total cost before we buy the house. بصورة عامة هذه أهم التعابير اللي نستعملها بالمحادثة. مو دائما نستعملها بالكتابة بسبب أنه هذه الكلمات هي ضمن فئة spoken English اللي نتحدث بها بالمجتمع. أتمنى تكون مفيدة بالنسبة لكم. أتمنى تراجعوها تشوفوا اللفظ مالتها. إذا عندكم أي مقترحات إضافات أهلا وسهلا بها. وليد خالد، المركز العالمي للغات في العرصات-مقابل ماكسيموم. شكرا جزيلا.